Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan.
Are you serious? This is torture. You're torturing me and everyone else watching.
Today we're going to talk about the H3H3 and Idubbz conflict. Now H3H3 and Idubbz have been friends for 8 years. They collaborated on a lot of YouTube videos together. Me personally, when I was a teenager, I used to watch them a lot when I was like 15, 16, 17. But as their content changed, I kind of stopped gravitating towards that for the main reason that their content started to be like too political for me, and I don't know, I'm not really into political content like that. When I'm on social media and when I'm on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever social media that I'm on, I'm trying to get entertained. I don't want to necessarily go watch 1,000 videos about the Palestine conflict. I don't want to watch about what Donald Trump said last week or anything of the sort. I mean, obviously when I want to inform myself on something, yeah, so sometimes I do kind of indulge in political content from time to time, but now it's to the point where it gets like way too political, way too identity politics. Oh, look at me, I'm empathetic now, oh, I'm so freaking like liberal now, like I care about all these issues, I care about like racism and all that, especially now that these two changed, and they changed in the sense where they're like so empathetic out of the blue.
I love that I can just say nigger faggot.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't really say that.
I feel like you're using it a little liberally.
So long story short, this beef originated because Idubbz' former editor said some shit about Ethan and Gila in the past, and he's still talking shit about them to this day. And then it came to Ethan's attention that Idubbz started to befriend Hassan Piker, who had beef with Ethan, Idubbz, Frogan, all those people that are like more so pro-Palestine. And I think the beef started because of Ethan's stance about, Palestine and Israel. And it also amplified due to Ethan's political inconsistencies, which is what the Content Cop is about. But we're not really going to dive into the Israel-Palestine conflict because I don't really know much about it, honestly. And I'm not really going to pretend like I know anything from the conflict. And the drama also stems that Idubbz apparently is a part of the people that had something to do, and this is according to Ethan, don't quote me on that Idubbz had something to do with CPS being called on Ethan, and it kind of made Ethan and Gila mad because Idubbz and Anissa didn't really say anything on the matter when it comes to CPS.
I think it's embarrassing for Hila here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids, you're trying to traumatize the children. It's like, dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
Well, I guess with that logic, we can excuse pedophilia, we can excuse fucking domestic abuse when it comes to parents abusing their children. We can, we can excuse all types of horrible things that happens to infants on a daily basis because, they're not going to remember anything until they're like 6 years old.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just, she's just pulling like the IDF classic card of like, please, my life is so difficult, please, everyone that is against us
what does the IDF have anything to do with parents dealing with trauma, parents that are influencers dealing with trauma because they got CPS called on them and because they're like going through harassment on it? What? I watched the full hour of the Content Cop and they didn't say anything about the CPS. Now, I understand YouTube drama, there's tensions and all that. But having YouTube drama get in the way of real life is kind of fucked up. And I don't think it's really that hard to say, look, hey, you guys are going way too far. Like, please don't call CPS on random YouTubers. Like, I don't think it's really that hard to say publicly, but I digress. But instead of denouncing the encouragement of harassment and people calling CPS on him, he does a 1 hour Content Cop. That's insane work.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nissa's and Idubbz feed.
I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
But literally not denouncing or not saying anything about like someone saying something horrible about your friend makes you look absolutely terrible.
I probably done and stood by Idubbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
Okay, so seeing your friend being berated online and speaking up about it and saying, hey, you know, stop doing that is having a transactional relationship. Like, I don't get where, I don't understand his point here. Like, there's no, it's such a non-argument. So you can't support your friends publicly. Like, what's so wrong about like supporting your friends publicly when they're going through something? Like, of course, obviously you don't always have to support people in a public way, but in your case, you guys are public content creators. When you're a content creator and you see another content creator that's your buddy facing public scrutiny, it's not a bad thing to use your voice as a content creator and be like, hey, you know, that's actually not okay. You know, you guys should, you know, lay off on the harassment a little bit. As much as I don't really like Ethan like that either, he never said anything of the sort. I think Idubbz is just putting, you know, words in his mouth at this point.
Of course I was gonna stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No.
Now, do not quote me on this. He said this word for word. He pretty much said, we're not going to defend you because you guys have ties with because you guys are Israeli, pretty much. This is pretty much what he said, bro. That's crazy, because Hila was in the IDF. I think is that what it's called, the IDF, because she kind of had to go there because she lived in Israel at the time, and I think Ethan lived there at the time too, but whatever. But that is honestly, that is absolutely insane. So my conclusion on this, honestly, I think the beef is absolutely ridiculous. I think everyone involved in this beef are a bunch of goofy goobers, honestly. It's crazy that Ian now, literally the same man that said N-word fat and was trying to be edgy on YouTube when he was at the ripe age of 26, is now choosing in his mid-30s to be like, oh, you know, I'm all empathetic now, oh, I'm so empathetic. But when he has friends that doesn't really like agree with his stance, or that kind of goes against his stance or his position on any sort of political issue, oh, you know, I can't defend, you know, I can't, you know, there's you know, I can't where is the empathy? He also did a content deputy, but we're not really gonna go in on that because it's a waste of time. He pretty much doubles down on, you know, his position. He pretty much blames Ethan and Hila for having CPS called on them and having people harassing them to the point where CPS gets called on them. Absolutely insane, absolutely despicable. Wow, insane. This has been your boy, it's Idubbz, and I am back. I'm gonna be uploading more commentary videos now since my strike is now done. But yeah, I am back. So yeah, again, like I said, it has been your boy, it's Idubbz, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.